What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today we're breaking down the last tournament for the PRS versus to PRE section, because after this, there's no more tournaments in this criteria. It's over. Rotation's about to come. About to lose a bunch of cards, and Prismatic Evolutions will not be our latest set. Whatever the new set's called, Journey Together, or whatever the new character set is. But additionally, when you start looking at the set, right? And it feels like we just got here, right? When you start thinking about it. But here's our top 6 decks. We have Dragapult, Gardevoir, Miraidon, Goldengo, Lugia Archetype, and Archer Duraludon, with Dragapult being 20%. And what we're going to see is we're going to look at Vancouver. And Vancouver was pretty interesting to look at. This happened this past weekend, right? And here you are, top 8 decks right here. You have Dragapult, Goldengo. We have Roar Moon, Miraidon, Goldengo, Dragapult, and Archer Duraludon, and Pidgeot Control. And not only that, if we look at top 16, we have Regidrago, Lugia, Gardevoir, Lugia, Gardevoir, Goldengo, Lugia. So I think like this is pretty much like one of the more like healthier formats we have been in a good minute. I know that like Dragapult was like, Dragapult was technically like 20% of the meta, quote unquote. But like when you look at the top like 16, you see like there's so much like diversity. Like the number one deck pretty much looks like it was like Goldengo. Like that took up 4 of the 16 places. But then like the other one was like what, Dragapult, Dusknoir, and this is not even the same Dragapult deck, Dusknoir. This is something totally different. You only have 2 of those in the top 16. You have a Miraidon, which is pretty up there, like pretty cool. Roaring Moon, first of its kind, right? You have 3 Lugia Archeops. Oh, so yeah, Lugia and Goldengo are tied. No. Lugia's third. We actually have a Regidrago and 2 Gardevoirs. So a lot of interesting things happen in the top 16, right? And I think this meta turned out to be, pretty good, right? I think it's pretty good meta overall. So let's look at the top 8 decks real quick. We're going to show how like versatile these decks are. So we see Andrew Hedrick here playing his list. He got first and 114th with this list, right? Looks like a bunch of seniors played it as well. With him, we open his image, and we're going to see it is a 4-4-3, just going straight up, like super consistency. Only 2 rare candy with a 3-1-2 Dusknoir, 1 Lumineon, 1 Fezidipity, 1 Radiant, 1 Budew, and Rotom. No Hisuian Heavy Ball, 3 Lance, trying to be super consistent there, finding a Dragon Pokemon, 3 Iona, 3 Arven, 2 Boss, 1 Turo, pretty interesting. No Palpat either, so no way to get back this Turo and stuff too. 4-buddy, and I say it because like the only way to like find Turo is like mainly just draw into it, and like if you discard it early, you're kind of like in a bad spot. But I guess you don't play Juniper, so it doesn't really matter too much. We got the 4-buddy Puffin, 3 Ultra Ball, all the really good stuff. The other interesting is Lost Vacuum. Sparkling Crisp is pretty cool. It's interesting that we don't see Crispin as much anymore. I guess they kind of passed away, kind of like went away. But this Dragapult, Dusknoir, like heavy Dragapult and heavy Dusknoir, right? So that's pretty cool to see. We see second, we see Goldengo, and I think this list actually did pretty good. We have second, 72nd, 200, and 226, so it had 4 placements this tournament. The interesting inclusion was Spirit Tomb V to counter the V Pokemon. Have no abilities, which like destroys Lugia, right? So that's pretty cool to see. 4-4, and one of the Goldengo, the Surfboard one, this Pokemon evolved to Gimmighoul. This turn does 90 more damage, so 120, and that could just help knock out some base Pokemon. You don't have to use energies. This list does play a Turo, so you can't pick it back up. Only 1 Turo. I thought it was 2 for some reason, but it's only 1. And the other interesting conclusion was Roxanne. It's definitely a card that we don't see anymore, but Roxanne can be really cool. Put your opponent to 2, but you still get 6. 2 Dark Energy. The Monkey Dory is pretty nice. We saw in the finals how it kind of worked. 2 Pokegear. We have a 3 Celios. I see Celios Network, but aside from any scope breaking, I don't know why I keep seeing Celios. And 3 Arven. So pretty interesting deck. 3 metal, 2. So 2 water. So they like are they potentially going to attack with the Greninja? Oh, you'd like put 3 energies on us. That's pretty interesting. There is the second place list. We got a Roaring Moon deck, which it looks like they were the only one who played it. You start looking at it, it looks pretty much like a Roaring Moon, except there's a Koraidon there, there's a baby Roaring Moon, Petron to switch into your Dark Pokemon, Penny to heal your Pokemon for Dark Badge. Just trying to go fast. Got the 4 Pokemon Catcher to bring a Pokemon from the bench deactive, 4 Pokegear. But yeah, Roaring Moon. This deck, I think this deck, all these decks are still pretty strong. I don't know what Roaring Moon loses, though. That's the one thing. These 2 decks, They lose some stuff, but they will still be around. Miraidon, I think Miraidon, like, pretty... It doesn't, like, disappear, but, like, it definitely gets hurt a lot. They have no more Raichu. I think Rotom goes away. I think Raikou goes away, if I remember correctly. So that's a pretty big deal. Playing the Magneton build with the Secret Box, which is pretty standard now, I guess you would say, right? Pretty standard build of the Lightning Box deck. Is this anybody's? Looks like these group of people played it. So another 4 people have played it. Somebody from Fortaleza played it as well this weekend. I think it's how you say it. So are they just like playing the same list? I wonder if they just copied like Gabe Smart's list and just kind of just played it that way. Maybe. Let's see. We have a Golden Go, which I think Trevor's list is different. You can see 2 people played it, so not the same group as we saw earlier. Not playing the Golden Go, but did come to the same conclusion of playing the Spirit Team, which is pretty interesting. This one's playing 2 turrets instead of the 1. 2 water still. So we're playing 2 water. Are we really attacking with this thing? Are we doing it? Everything else looks kind of similar. They might have like the same kind of friend groups and stuff, and that's why they kind of play the similar build. Dragapult, now this one's definitely different than the one we just saw. This one is just straight like Dragapult, no Dusknoir at all. Just like kind of slowly go to Dragapult. You can see 1 rare candy. This one doesn't even play like Crystal, but this one plays Crispin. So you can get your energy stuff that way. It does play Monkey Door with Dark Energy and Radiant Alakazam, which is pretty cool. You can manipulate damage that way. 2 Budew, so we're like going heavy at Budew. This deck definitely like goes Focus Budew, like 100% turn 1. There's not even a Rotom V in here, so you definitely like Budew, go crazy. And then you have a late game Blood Moon Ursaluna, which can help take those prize cards. So pretty interesting build, like a pretty hyper aggressive like Dragapult deck, right? And it did make top, what was it? Top 8? Top 4? Where are we at right now? Yeah, top 8. So we see a Japanese player playing Archer Duraludon, the only one in top 8. But I think it looks pretty similar to what we've seen. I'm always a fan of Thornton. The Black Belt's training is always a spicy card. During your turn, you do 40 damage to your opponent's active EX. That does take knockouts with this on Golden Nose, which is pretty cool to see. I experienced it firsthand before, so it definitely is the thing. This is definitely a deck I look forward more to playing in the next format. I don't know why, but I just like think it looks a lot more fun. I don't know why. It just looks fun to me for some reason. I just want to test it out. At 8th place, we have a Pidgeot control deck. I don't know how much of control we lose. I know Milotic is like pretty heavily played in Japan right now, so I know it will keep going. Outside of that, I have no idea. I don't even know how this deck works. I guess you just like Milotic? Maybe? I don't know. There's so much going on here. There's so many one-ofs and stuff. I have no idea. Like, Snorlax is definitely their bread and butter. I think Snorlax rotates 2, if I remember correctly. So, bye-bye Snorlax. But yeah, there we go. See, like, top 8, all different stuff. I think all top 8 were all different deck lists, at least. In 9th place, we have a Regidrago. And this has to be, like, one of the few. Yeah, the only one by himself playing it. It looks like almost standard kind of stuff, right? Got the Goodra in there, which is pretty neat. The Giratina, which is pretty neat. These are like 2 cards that kind of go in and out depending on the decks. Goodra for sure, right? But 2 Dragapult, of course, really, really strong. This deck definitely was like scared of Budew, which is why you don't see it played as much. So, if you're wondering why it's not played as much, because it's Budew, right? But they say, you know what? We get 9th place with this thing. Let's see, 10th place was a Lugia deck. Now, Lugia did gain a new friend, and that is the form of Regigigas. And we haven't talked about on the channel yet, but 100 damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon with a Terra Pokemon, does 230, so it does 330, which knocks out all the Terra Pokemon, which is why it's like really good in this meta right now. Also played Radiant Charizard. Interesting. Radiant Charizard in their list. Did play the Legacy Energy with like Iron Hand, stuff like that. Now the thing about the Legacy Energy, if you use on Iron Hands, you have no way getting it back. Yeah, there's nothing in this list that gets it back. So you have to make the commitment of like doing like a Radiant Charizard or Iron Hands. Actually, no Weirdeer in this list either. Playing a 1/1 Chichino line with no Weirdeer. Interesting. Usually see let's play Weirdeer for that late game like super attack. Makani playing a Gardevoir deck is playing their own build as well. This one is the Klefki build, which is pretty smart. I think Klefki is really good in this meta right now. Just be able to shut down, ability Pokemon. As long as Pokemon extra base Pokemon your opponents play, both you and your opponent blah, blah, have no abilities, so that's pretty nice. The double Monkey Door with 3 Dark Energy. I think Sunless playing 3. The Hyperoma is pretty clutch. We see most of us playing like Secret Box, I think. Don't quote me on that. We'll find out here in a second and see what Piper played. Here's another Lugia Archeops. Now, this one might look a little similar. No. Joe played it by himself, I'm pretty sure. So this one's played by a bunch of other people. Now, this one does play the Weird Deer with a 2-2 Chichino line. Wow, very heavy with the Chichino. But yeah, there's a Lugia right there with the 1 Regigiga still. Iron Hands, got the Weird Ear, the 2-2 line, stuff like that. Lugia definitely kind of surprised me. I didn't think it would be as popular, but look at this. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people playing. I bet these players all know each other. And here's Piper's Gardevoir's list. Let's look at this one. See if this one looks any different. So this one played a Hero's Cape. Okay, definitely something I didn't expect. 3 Monkey Door. Wow. Still playing the Klefki. Flooded Mania as well too. With the Scream Tail and stuff like that. Yeah. Wow. Hero's Cape. Interesting. Making your Scream Tails and stuff do a ton more damage, right? We see another Golden Gun player. Is this one the same? Nope, a different build again. This is playing a Scissor build. See, that's the cool thing about Golden Gun. There's so many different ways to play it. Scissor's good, with that. Punishing Scissor does 50 more damage for each opponent's Pokemon that have an ability, so they could come up and take some huge knockouts. Could be good in the mirror too if they have if they overcommit with abilities, stuff like that too, right? Only 1 water here, but it is playing the Monkey Dory with the Dark Energy, so that's pretty cool. But the Scissor build, pretty interesting. We see once again we have a 16th place Golden Go, or 15th place, sorry. This one playing their own build, kind of like the other one. This definitely seems like it's the other fan group. This one plays Silene, which is their tech card that nobody else is playing except for them. So good for them, doing their own thing. We see Hunter, which is the last top 16th player, and is this build by anybody else? Nope, by themselves. Their own kind of build. It kind of looks like the other build we saw with the Charizard that we saw just a second ago, but their own, a little bit different. Oh, this one doesn't play Chichino at all, but plays the Ogerpon. Ooh, interesting for the Snipe. But still playing the Radiant Zard, still playing the Iron Hands. Still no way to get back the Special Energy, so once it's gone, which is pretty interesting to note. But yeah, that's your top 16 decks. So even though top 16, some of the decks do repeat, none of the deck lists are the same, which makes me think that the format is really healthy right now. It'd be interesting to see what happens as we go forward in the next set to see what's going to happen, all that kind of fun stuff. There's even a Lost Zone box, the last placement for a Lost Zone box right here. Playing the Regigigas, Iron Hands, Festivity, stuff like that, Pikachu. This seems close to the Andrew Hedrick's list that he won with that. Did Andrew Hedrick win NIC with Lost Box? I'm thinking he did, right? Let's see what else is in here. There's a Cloth deck. We know Cloth just won AUIC. Literally, Brandon just used their list, which, there it is. There's Cloth. I think the deck's really good. I think it's still really strong. I think it had a bunch of showings going to day 2, but just didn't clutch it out, as they would say. Is there anything else we want to talk about? There's a regular Terrapagos, whatever, build with Pidgeotto, Dusknoir, and all that kind of stuff, like the original build that we saw at first, but then definitely died down a lot. Definitely not played as much anymore. There's a straight Snorlax stall deck with the heavy 4 Snorlax, not the 2. All right, let's see what else we got. We'll go down to 100. There's an Ancient Box deck right here. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. Oh, there's a Raging Bolt Ogerpon deck. There we go. This one does not play Noctowl. So some are playing Noctowl, but they are playing Crispin, which is pretty nice. I like the Crispin in this deck, being able to accelerate energies and get energies in your hand as well too, if you're wondering. Okay, let's see what else. Got another Archidron. There's a Sarah Lich, which is pretty sick. Like I said, there's so many different decks here that we could play with the Palkia build and stuff like that. With the Briere. Ooh, a Briere in this list. That's pretty sick. Let's see what else we got. Anything else interesting before we hit 100? Trying to see, did we miss anything else that we could talk about? Brent Tonneson went with Archiduraludon. Interesting. And nope, it's a better me still. We have a bunch of different decks. There's not one dominating deck over and over again, I don't think. I wonder if we can see the meta game. Can we see the stats? Yeah, so we see 43. So Dragon Ball did have the most, but still only 18%. We'll go to 13, 13, 11, 9. So 18 is not bad, I don't think. It's not terrible, right? These are the day 2 numbers, I'm pretty sure. So, and you can see right here in the day 1 analysis, 19, and day 2, 17. So once again, it's yeah, it had some more, right? But it's definitely more diverse, which I do think it's really, really cool. So yeah, that's really, really cool. I like that a lot. So I like it. I like it. But now we're about to go to a new set. About to see what that's all about. We'll do our best to keep covering and keep up to date. Tomorrow we'll talk about the new set that's coming out, which I'm excited for. There was another tournament that happened too in Fortaleza. Vinny did win with a Dragapult deck. Now this is a totally different Dragapult deck. It's that kind of like fast one, if you don't know, like the 4/4/2 with no Dusknoir kind of build. And even here, like you start looking, the big one here is Gardevoir. Gardevoir was everywhere, right? So with Dusknoir, so this one was definitely like Dragapult, Dusknoir. We do have a Roaring Moon in top 8 with the Lost Zone box in 8th place as Celeridge 9th. Interesting. But yeah, so this one was definitely like a little bit more like Guardy. Are these all the same Guardies? No, they're different. They're different as well. So, oh, Pedro. Oh, wow. What a final. Pedro versus Vinny. Holy cow. What a name. I got to watch it. That matches somewhere. I need to watch it. That seems like a lot of fun. Two like really, really good players playing it out one last time. Oh, Diego playing Golden Go as well, too. Anything spicy in this one? Had this play at Mucky Dory. So yeah. So I'm excited for the next set, Journeys Together. I'm pretty sure it's called Journeys Together. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's called Journeys Together. Rotation's about to happen, so to me, that's fresh to me. And I'm excited to start playing Pokemon and see what's happening. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Just a quick little breakdown of what happened this past weekend. Hope you learned something, and we'll see you tomorrow. Alrighty, guys. Bye.